good evening, everyone, and welcome you to the information night. I have a young lady here. I had an opportunity to meet about 2 months ago out in the parking lot. She thought I was the pastor. I said, was I the Pastor Hicks? I said, no, I'm one of the deacons. So, Susan, she told me she's been hearing some great things the church has been doing in the community. And so we happen to have Suzanne Sand from Raleigh Housing Authority. Okay,
Thank you. How are y'all doing tonight?
Wonderful.
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I do at the Housing Authority. I'm the Resident Service Coordinator. And what I do is bring services into our communities to just give our residents opportunities and things for the children to do, because we since COVID, services have diminished. So we're trying to rebuild those in our community and help our parents as well as our teens and the kids. Just give them something to do and something to look forward to and something to build on. I feel like when we were before, doing a lot of things with our parents, and then the kids were falling through the cracks. And we want to do it as a community. We want our kids and our parents and to build each other, and sometimes people don't know what to ask for or who to ask for help, and so I've been looking to the churches. I've been looking to the people in the churches, because a lot of times the people are from the community, and our communities right here, Eastwood and Birchwood, we don't have a lot of services right now because there's no community room, and now it's starting to get cold out. So I'm trying to look for different opportunities and different things that I can bring out to the communities. Also, we're going to be sending a survey out that asks the community what they want. Because what I've seen a lot of times is people coming into the community and bringing things. You haven't asked the community what they want. You're just assuming you know what they want, and people could want something completely different. I was a resident of public housing years ago. Chavis Heights was the old Chavis Heights. I lived at 9 Chavis Way. And my children and myself, we were on hard times, and we went there, and there was so many opportunities. And at first I said, no, I'm good. And because I was embarrassed, and I didn't want anybody to help me. Because my mom and dad was like, oh, you're doing so well. Look at, what are you doing? And so I had to be a little bit humble and, be willing to go and seek out the opportunities. And I knew that, at first, I went to a college. I'm not going to say the college name, but I went to a college that they had. I was pregnant, and they were giving free computer classes. I knew nothing about computers, so I went to this college and went to the computer class. And I sat in there. I was the only person in there, and I sat in there, and they were like, "Okay, just get online, and we'll be right back and help you out." 15, 20 minutes later, I'm still sitting there looking at the computer, like, I don't even know what get online means, So I was like, get online, okay. So he came in, he's like, well, you're not, what are you doing? I said, that's why I'm here, because I know about computers. So he's like, yeah, just get online, and then we're going to walk. I said, here again, I can type, but I don't know what this means. So he left out again, and I left out too, and I never went back. And that was a missed opportunity, because you assumed I knew what get online meant, and I didn't. And so I was humiliated, and even though I was the only person in the class, I felt stupid, So then we had an opportunity opportunity to come up at Chavis Heights. It was a community room, and they came in and they said, we're going to give free computer classes. I said, oh, wait a minute, I've been through that already, I'm not doing that again. So the lady said, no, I'm going to walk you through, and I told her my experience, and I said, no, I'm not, interested. And she said, no, we're going to walk you through. They taught me everything. They taught me Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, everything that I could find out at that time. And then I said to the housing authority, can I volunteer in one of the offices? Because I need some experience. There's so many opportunities that people miss because they feel like, I'm not going to volunteer. You ain't paying me, I'm not going. Well, your payment is that volunteer experience that you can use for a reference later on. That's how I think. So there were so many opportunities. So I went in and they said, no, we're going to pay you. Even though I offered, they said they're going to pay me. Well, I helped them with some of their grant stuff to do the Hope 6 grant, the initial one. And like their PowerPoint presentations and everything. They're like, where'd you learn this? I said, in your programs that you gave me for free. So I say all that to say there's so many opportunities that we can offer in communities that are missed. People like sharing parent skills. I was a yeller. I came from up north of Jersey, and I was loud. And people said, yeah, it's the truth. You're loud. You come in and you're talking loud, and they said, stop yelling at your kids. And I said, I'm not yelling at my kids. Like, that's just how they were like, you have to bring it down. So different things that I learned in my experiences just being a single mom. I had 4 kids, and the only help I had was like my welfare check. So I came into the community, and then I was just like, I started to let people in, because when you ain't got nothing, you got to be humble, because you're not going to get any help, And I joined this church, and they told me my biggest lesson I learned was to be able to accept the responsibilities for your actions. Like, so I had a disagreement with my ex, and we had an argument, and things happened, and I went to church, and I was like, can you believe this? Can you believe this? And this lady, when you walked in, I thought you were her. This lady, her name was Shirley Barnes, I'll never forget it, and she said, and she listened to me, and I said, that's why I'm late, and and I was like on fire. The jersey came out. And it wasn't the church jersey. So she said, well, where was your part? What do you mean my part? He did this by half, this by half. She said, yeah, but where was your part? She's like, you can only control you. You can't control what somebody else does. My biggest life lesson I ever learned. You can't control other people. You can only control how you react to them. So I say all that to say I'm sharing these little things because I feel like as a community, as a church community, there's so many things that you can share, so many things that you can do. And it's not just giving money and giving things, time. And just being able to share life experiences with other people to help them, just sometimes people just need an ear to listen. They just need somebody to hear them. And because people will complain and complain, but there's sometimes people just want somebody to hear them. So, like sometimes when you talk through things, you're like, well, yeah, I probably could have done it this way, and just advice and just being there for them. And showing people a different way to do things, and so I think that if we incorporate this church community and maybe bring in, if we could say one person or help one person's life change, it's great. So in our Birchwood and Eastwood communities, we have 96 units, I think. Yeah, 96 units, 46 in Eastwood, 50 in Birchwood. And these are like right in this area, Montague, Camden, East Hargett, East Davie, and Swain Street. The average income, the average yearly income in all these units is $18,000 a year. Y'all know that can't buy nothing. And then now add a child or two to that. There's a lot of zero-income families. We have 20 disabled households and 14 over the age of 62. The biggest population of children we have is between the ages of 6 and 14. And we all know what's happening in these schools today. It's terrible. And these kids are just falling by the wayside. We're trying to figure out just different, today I met with Raleigh Tennis Association. They want to do just different things, teaching kids how to play tennis, learning different things. And the woman that I spoke to today, she said there's a cardio tennis, so it's just like, just getting the parents involved too, just, you don't have to play actual tennis, just doing different things. That's just one thing. I want to bring other things into the community. I just need help. Excuse me.
So I have a question. So in your eyes, what are some of the biggest points in these neighborhoods do you see that are desperate needs, whether it's from the adults or whether it's from the kids, that community can help with?
I think it's just, I can look at one word and it's despair. There's a lot of negative and we have no positive. And that's what we want to try to change. And as far as income, what I've started doing, and it's really working out, and I don't know how this is going to change, and I'm going to continue to try, but I found this one contact who does work from home positions, and people are like really jumping on it. It's work from home, and you can make your own schedule. There's a little bit of a startup cost, but they break it up in payments if you don't have the right computer. But let me tell you, there's parents that can't go to work because of daycare. There's parents that can't go to work because of transportation. I get it. The transportation system needs to be, more up, and there's not enough. Or public transportation, it happened to me, so I know you're taking public transportation, you're trying to get your kids to daycare, the bus breaks down, you can't get them to the daycare, you're late to work. There's so many variables, so work from home positions for some people work. It's an opportunity. So I'm just looking for different opportunities that people will be interested in. I'm looking for the Boys and Girls Club. They can send their kids there for $7.50. I'll put my grandkids in. I'm not even $7.50 to get a membership. The after-school care is free, and they pick up from most schools. They serve at the one on Raleigh Boulevard. They serve lunch. My kids. My one granddaughter, she's a cheerleader. She's like, can you just drop me off there and pick me up right after? I said, what? You just out of cheering. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to get the ones that they have. So it's mozzarella sticks. Are you kidding me? But they just enjoy the camaraderie there. They enjoy the people. They enjoy the kids. They're playing. It's something productive. It's something that they can, and meet people, play basketball, whatever they're doing, And $7, I said that is the best thing that they've ever done. Like I couldn't even believe it. I was like, that's it? The $7? Yeah. And the new Y, they don't pick up from everywhere, but they have scholarship programs. You just have to apply on. Programs but the parents don't know about it. So I'm trying to get the word out and trying to make sure that at least it's something constructive to do. Because there's too much negative out here, and there's too many mean people nowadays that they prey on these poor kids, and then social media, I know we're doing it, but it just needs to be monitored, and it's not. And these poor kids are out there trying to be social, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. I was listening to you mention about boys and girls club.
Mhm.
Right? Okay, do you have anything that's like a family day program other than the boys and girls? Because, see, what I'm
Mhm.
thinking, and I'm hoping I'm in the same ballpark what you're
Sure.
talking about. When I was coming up, we'd always get together,
Mhm.
and we have a softball team coming from one part of the town and the family, and the only thing you brought was some lemonade if you wanted to.
That's right. You're
And that's-
absolutely right.
That's why I'm thinking more family-oriented stuff needed to be
Look, my daughter plays softball. I have bats, and I may have some gloves. You good? Because can we do this? We're gonna hold you to it. No, I truly, and that's what I'm talking about. These are the things that don't really cost.
Right.
We also, it's not a lot, but it's a little bit of tenant participation funds, right? So in these communities, we don't have a resident president. So then I come in and they're like, who are you? But I have to, so I need that point of contact so that I can figure out who is interested in what. But that's the other piece, like, when I talk about there's things that we can do, giving of our time, giving of, we can purchase some bats, we can purchase some gloves, we can, try to find some field place to, the police department is, they're going to have a baseball, program in the summer though. And I said, what about softball, and how are people getting there? So, people have programs, but we don't have the transportation to get the kids there, so that's the other piece, I'm like, well, so that kind of leaves us dead in the water because we don't have the transportation to get there. They're not gonna get the bus, or if they may, I don't know, but, we wanna make it so these kids are able to get to wherever. I have a million ideas, I just can't put them into place by myself. Ma'am?
Yes, you have, these two communities listed, are these the only two communities that you work with?
No,
You work
I do all of them.
pretty much all of Wake County.
Well, not all of Wake County, just all the Raleigh Housing Authority, public housing communities.
Oh, okay.
So, right now it's just me. I'm hoping that we're, getting somebody else to help, but, so I'm trying to make sure that that's why I have to have people to help me, because I can't do it by myself. And I want to, we're having an election, a president election, for each community, but we didn't have anybody from Birchwood and Eastwood come out to be the president. And I know a lot of times they don't want to because it's work, and they only get a stipend, like a $25 a month stipend, but it's an investment in your community. And like I said, they have tenant participation funds to work with, to bring, like, trainings, and you just be creative, and there's so many people that would help, but I just can't get the president. If I had a president, a vice president, a treasurer, it would be awesome, and it would make my job more, I'm not gonna say easier, I'm gonna say more productive, because you can't be productive if you don't know what the need is. I need to find out the needs. So I'm reaching out to people in the communities to try to be a liaison, maybe just help me to figure out, help me to help them. That's what I need.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So you said previously that you were doing a survey to try to find out what it is that the community wants. Is that something that's already set up, or is that still in the working stage?
That's it. I just started a different one that I wanted to do, and so any input would be great to help me. And these little flyer things that I passed out, my name and email and phone numbers on here, please feel free to call me, email me, whatever, anytime, like, because I need help. I need input. I need somebody just to say that you're going about it the wrong way. Why don't you do this? Like, that was great, the baseball thing. I think that's awesome. Baseball, basketball, football, and the like the Pop Warner and stuff like that. I know people are like, oh, that costs money, but there's scholarship money for Pop Warner that people don't never tap into. And you know how I know? Because I had to do it. And I had people tell me, you know, my kids, I was a single parent. Do you know how much it is to pay travel ball? And this was when my daughter, before she graduated college, travel ball was $1,000 a year just to play. I said, she can guest play. Will she show up? I can't pay rent. $1,000 for ball? You know, she can guest play. And they said, no, she's good. And I never knew. I wasn't a sports mom. I was like dropping her off at the field, like, I'll be back. So what time is it over? Okay, I'll be back. They're like, no, she's really good. And I was like, okay. I don't know what really good is because I wasn't a sports person. But I went and I supported her. And guess what? She got scholarships to colleges. So that paid off, and thank God for people in the community helping her, you know, like I couldn't do it. And I think that's a lot of parents, like, especially when there is a zero income, you give up because you're like, huh, we can just about take care of this. That's how I was. I didn't have it, you know, and that was because of my life choices. So I come from a place where, like, I understand the struggle, but it's different now, you know, and there's not, like, when I had kids, it was a lot more help. Now it's a lot more lines and waiting lists. That's what this is, you know. So opportunities come once in a blue moon, and you have to jump on them. You have to be there to accept them and be humble enough to say, yeah, I need help.
Are there any apartments that in this area that are accepting applications for? Because we had a member of our church that had to move out her and her Lord because they didn't have that she couldn't find any housing in this area, and they moved probably like an hour or two away because that's where she found housing. She's still looking to come back this way, but she ain't found anything, and her income is lower. So, is there any housing available in this area?
As far as public housing, the waiting list is closed right now because they had so many applicants that they had to, it was not balanced. So they had to, they closed it for temporarily and then we have to relocate some families. So as far as public housing, and even if they had put an application in just recently, it's not gonna be right away. There's a long waiting list for public housing, and a lot of people, that's what their thoughts are, like, I'm gonna put an application in tomorrow and I'll get in like in a month or two. It's gonna be like a couple of years, yeah. But there is other options. There's other, like Wake County Housing Authority. She could try them. They haven't closed their waiting list, and they have. I'm going to tell you where else. like Smithfield, Johnson County Housing Authority.
But we want to get them back this way, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy. Because the rents are just increasing. Raleigh is really a tough spot to get into affordable housing.
I'm gonna add on to her question. Also with a voucher, it's still hard to get in any public housing with a voucher. That's correct.
I'm gonna answer that question in what I know. Now, a voucher is not for public housing. A voucher is Section 8 and public housing are two different entities, yeah. So we're all Raleigh Housing Authority, but a Section 8 voucher, there's different types of vouchers, and I don't wanna get into that because I don't wanna give the wrong information, because what I do is the resources for the public housing communities. Mm-hmm.
The other question I have, so basically what I'm hearing from you is that you need volunteers to help in these communities
Mm-hmm.
to implement programs.
Implement programs and just maybe to even share, like I know you guys had that, the turkey giveaway a couple Saturdays ago, and it just, things like that, and, or even to help with a survey, like, what do you think? What do you see out here that they, even the Interfaith Food Shuttle, so when I first came through here, I used to work for the Interfaith Food Shuttle years ago. I was their, a job coach for their culinary job training program. And when I pulled in to come to talk to y'all a couple months ago, right? And I looked over and I saw the Interfaith Food Shuttle. I was like, what in the world? What are they doing? Like, I didn't realize that they had a thing over here. Then I looked back and I said, oh my God, they have the community gardens. Totally forgot about that. But I was with the food shuttle when they first started doing the community gardens. And so I knocked on their door and they came out and they were like, oh my gosh, we talked about who we knew and everything. So we went out and we walked through the community gardens back there, and they have like the raised beds that they're, growing different things in there. Then they had 2 vacant raised beds, and I said, oh, well, they said, we have 2 vacant. These 2 communities are welcome to use them. Anything that they grow out of there is theirs. I said, oh, wow, that would be a great opportunity for kids and adults, I'm not a green thumb. I can't keep a plant alive, so it wouldn't be my thing. They also have a honeybee thing back there. Here again, not my thing. I'm scared of bugs. So as I'm walking through, a bee comes like swooping, and I was like, oh, it's time to go before I panic. And we're walking out, and they have like a big tower back there, and it's like painted. And the man is doing this. I said, if that is a bee thing, and you're trying to show me that there's bees in, he's like, it's a water tower, but, I was like, oh, he's like, I'm just trying to see how much water. So they get the rainwater in there. I just think it would be a great opportunity for the kids to walk through there and see how the honey's made, how to grow things in the bed, and everything's right here. And there's no opportunity. I'm like, are you guys out in here telling these people that they can use the beds? So I'm like, what? I just have to get people interested, I guess, so I know that they wanted, they're for it, they're like, yeah, we can show them how to do their own beds if they're interested,
So would you have like tenants that is interested in learning how to for financial literacy, how
I
to,
love that.
because there is okay. I'm sorry.
I think that that's an awesome, there probably is, and that's on my survey. So again, I'm gonna go back to where I was when I had no money, or I had no, like $236 a month for 4 kids. And you gotta pay $50 rent. So you gotta make your choices, right? And when you're grabbing at straws and you have no money, and then somebody says, come on, let me show you how to budget. Are you kidding me? Like, I would get frustrated, but guess what? You know what I learned? It's easier to budget when you have nothing than when you have a lot of money. So if you can learn how to budget when you have nothing, and it's so much easier because you don't have anything to really work with, but you know you gotta pay these bills. So you budget exactly how much you can, and then you learn to maintain that. You know, I'm still learning today, but, but yeah, so that I think that, and that's just a life lesson, you know, so here again, it's a lot of these life lessons. How to be, a good parent, how to be, I don't know. I was, you know, I'm doing what I learned, you know, and I love my mom and dad, and they did the best that they could. And so what I learned was to work hard, and if you don't work hard, you're gonna keep getting what you got. So that, my parents always told me, even when I was living in, before I started working, they're like, what are you doing? When are you going to work? I was like, oh, I don't have to, because my rent's only $50. Oh, so what are you, gonna sleep all day? No, I'm just, you know, but, oh, they did not stop. It never ended. I never had a conversation without that. So it taught me, like, get up, go to work, because you're not gonna, you know, stay here forever. You gotta, and what happened is I did that. I was able to get into one of the programs that they had, and I was able to buy a house. Never in my life did I ever think I was gonna be able to buy a house. So these are the programs that I wanna bring back. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but we're gonna, you know, but we wanna help move forward. We want to help this not to be a place forever. It's a stepping stone. You can build up and have your own house. There's so many programs out there that will help you to be a homeowner. Yeah. And that's the carrot. That's my carrot. That's what I want to dangle.
You know, when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
I had some beans and stuff. Like you said, I took the beans and put them down in the ground, water them up, and then they'll be in the ground. When they kept growing up, you know, they turn into spring beans.
Mm-hmm.
I did it on my own.
Wow.
Nobody showed me how to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. You had to do, yeah, exactly. You have to do what you have to do.
Right. My mom and dad was at home too, but I just did it because I wanted to see could I do it, and I did. They said, "Oh, you got the garden in the back." I just said, "Yeah." My mom said she couldn't grow that because it's like everything with she was because that would die. But I had to do the flowers on the. She could do it in the house, but I had to do all the flowers and stuff on the outside.
It take a lot to have a green thumb now. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm curious. I wanted to, once these individuals get blessed to be able to move into these units or whatever,
Mhm.
right, do you have anything in place to guard against all this inflation that's going on to keep them from being kicked out?
So the rent is 30% of their income in public housing. If you have this much money, it's 30% of this much money. If you make this much money, it's 30% of that much money. It doesn't, the formula doesn't change. The income may change, your rent may go up, but it's always 30% of whatever income you have coming in. So where it looks like, oh, I'm gonna have to pay all this rent. The rent is always gonna be 30%, and so that's another thing.
Based on the income.
Based on your income, correct. And
I haven't started for a long time. You know how much I paid a month? You wouldn't believe it. I paid $4 a month.
Yep. Because it's different calculations for your rent. But,
Do you have anything coming up, soon that, in terms of coordination that we can share?
it's,
Do you, in terms, I know you're the service coordinator for the area, so I'm saying, does Raleigh Housing Authority have any type of event or anything coming up soon that we could, that you would like for us to share?
oh yeah, that would be great. So, I don't have anything immediately. What I will do is so the next service or like health fair or anything like that, would you be interested in attending, like just have a table and just talk about services that?
Well, our position is,
Mhm.
if you have something to share, and if we have something to share, we would gladly share it.
Mhm.
And if there's ever a time when you want to meet, we have of course you saw downstairs.
Sure, yeah.
That's probably perhaps the best, one of the better ways we can probably help if there's ever an opportunity that you want, whether it's with East or with Birchwood, to have a information session or whatever. We'd be glad to help to facilitate.
So I
that.
do have something that will be coming up in January that is with Wake County Health Department. It would definitely service Eastwood and Birchwood. It's HIV and hepatitis C testing, blood testing, and information. And so we don't have a community room. That's why we were gonna do it this month, but because it's cold and we didn't have a place, we were doing it outside. If that would be an opportunity for people to come and just, they draw their blood and do testing, and, they give them a lot of information and information on STDs and the like, and some other general information, but health information, and they have bags that they give them. That would be a beautiful opportunity.
That's in January.
That's going to be in January. The lady that was going to hold the event, she had a brother pass away, so we're going to connect back in January, the first week of January. We're going to talk about it, and then I can have a date and ask you if that would be great. That would be awesome.
Could the date be thinking out loud?
Mm-hmm.
That stopped me when I think too much out loud. But could that date be the third Saturday in January?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
First Saturday in January?
Third.
Third. Oh, yeah, that's even better. Okay, perfect. Let me write that
Okay.
down. I will coordinate that with you, and I'll
Yeah,
talk.
either with, raise your hand, Reba. Yeah, right there, or Jenkins right there, yeah.
Okay. Third. Oh, thank you so much for that. That's awesome. That is great.
Also, there's a toy drive coming up 2 weeks. She'll tell you about that, and she'll give you a flyer as well that you can share that as well.
Oh, perfect.
My name is Sheila, and I'm a member of Lost Sheep Outreach Ministry. And every year we do a toy giveaway. It's going to be given on the 16th of December, and it's going to be at St. Augustine College. And we do it in their cafeteria.
Okay.
And so we do accept toys, but on that day, we give away toys, we give away clothing. It's all free. People come and register, and they have a wonderful day. So, again, my name is Sheila, and it's Lost Sheep Outreach Ministry. You can actually go online and look it up, and you can see.
I just heard about that, like Lost Sheep. I can't remember where I saw that. Okay.
It's everywhere. It's being talked about everywhere. I had a lady at one of the eye doctors, my eye doctor. She called, I want a flyer. We're going to collect toys for y'all.
Oh, that is
I went by
awesome.
and gave her a flyer. But yeah, I'll get a flyer for you and give it to
Yeah,
you.
he just gave me one. That is great. And they're doing haircuts too for kids?
I'm sorry, what you said?
They're doing haircuts for kids too?
Yes, it's going to be haircuts. It's going to be other outreach services. It's going to be food given away.
Wow.
It's going to be Santa Claus. They can get pictures taken with Santa Claus. So it's going to be a lot of different activities going on that day.
That is awesome.
Usually you post them at both ends at the.
Sure, absolutely.
And then every third Saturday, she'll tell you about that. Every third Saturday about the food thing.
Every third Saturday, we have a food pantry here that gives away food. You know, it starts at 10:30. We are doing drive-by right now, but we're hoping to start having it inside. You know, but every third Saturday of the month, all they have to do is come, give us the name and some information. You know, and we give meat and canned goods and stuff. But every third Saturday of every month, food pantry.
And where do they come? Like
Here.
right in the front here?
Uh-huh.
Pull up? Okay. Because what I can do is send out flyers for that. And I'll send them out in the community so that everyone in the communities know.
Make sure that they know it starts at 10:30.
Yeah. That's great. See, I don't think a lot of these people know about all these services, and this is awesome. The 16th for that, and the 3rd Saturday in January. Okay. This is great. This is really great. This is what I'm talking about, community. Now, sir, what is your name again? I meant Coach, I'm sorry, Coach. Coach Lewis. We got another coach back there, is that right? Oh, okay, we're coach for, is that a cute dog I see right now? Okay, all right. In what?
I coach the 5 to 6-year-olds and 9 to 10-year-olds right around in this community.
Oh, okay. For basketball?
Roberts Park.
Roberts Park. I talked to somebody about you the other day. What's your name? No, don't do it now. Don't do it now. Go ahead.
The government name is Jermaine Johnson, but they call me Coach J.
They call you what?
Coach J.
Coach J. Do you, so the Raleigh PD is over, they're over there too.
Yeah, all
That's who told me about you.
This one of the soft players right here.
So the kids over here come over there?
Yes.
Is there, okay. Do you have like teams that compete or you just?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, okay. I'm gonna talk to you, Coach Jay. And then we're gonna have the baseball team here. Oh, you done opened up a can of worms, you don't even know it.
One other thing I'd like for y'all, if you need help with getting someone to because I do know someone who comes out to the community. The only problem would be is that they would probably need somewhere to do the training for financial literacy. So when you get to that point and whatnot, you call me. I can help, try to help you something with try to do something with
The financial literacy.
Yeah, financial literacy.
Okay, we're gonna get with the pastor too, and we're gonna ask him if we can. He said, wait a minute now, wait a minute, don't.
Every Sunday morning at 11 a.m., the doors of the church are open. In the name of Jesus the Christ. Tell them, come on, come on.
Do you get people from these communities to come to the church? You do, okay. Yeah. There's plenty of room, that's right.
As a matter of fact, you can share it. We're going to give you a flyer.
Okay.
So on New Year's, that's right, on
New Year's.
we're going to have a New Year's celebration, and then we're going to have dinner afterwards. And
Oh,
so
nice.
since you're sharing, we'll send you a flyer. We want to
Do
see it
that,
up. We
do
want to
that.
see it up.
I'll be sending them out everywhere. What'd you say? He'll give you some things to do. I will say this, the Housing Authority is really, they're really trying hard to do a good job. We are really, our agency is, we get a lot of negative press sometimes. We are fair, and we try to make sure that everybody, because what they'll tell me all the time is, we are a housing agency, right? So we house people. That outside services, we do bring them in, you know, but ultimately, we're an agency to house people. And today I said, that I understand, and we are. That is our main goal, to make sure people are housed and maintain their housing, to make it as safe and sanitary and beautiful. We want it to be beautiful. We want it to, that's your home. We want you to feel comfortable there. But I said, how powerful will we be if we had services that built people up and house them? That is the power. That is the paycheck for me. I want to do the best that I can for everybody. And sometimes I'm stretched thin, but one of my supervisors told me years ago, she said, Sue, and I was like, where did this go? She said, you know what your drug of choice is? I said, my drug of choice? She's like, yeah, your drug of choice is adrenaline. Because she said, I work really well under pressure, and when like pressed and like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I have to get this done, I have to get this done. She said, you love it. I said, well, we're not gonna continue doing that to me, but I do like that. I work well under pressure. I work well when there's a deadline. Sometimes I panic and I'm just, you know, you get stressed out, you get angry, but ultimately, I like to see people succeed. I like to see them win, and I like to see residents get the best of the best, you know, and I know it's out there. I know when I was down, I mean, I stayed in some shelters with my kids before I got into public housing it was just like one room and everybody was in there. And the only thing I could think about was the Will Smith, when he played that movie where him and his son had to stay in the shelter. Yeah, and there was a shelter that I stayed in, and it was, and I'm so grateful for all of them because I didn't have anywhere to go. We were in my car. And they had a bathroom, and all they gave us, we each had a cot, and they gave us a little Ziploc bag with a little washcloth in it. And so when he was with it, and it was one bathroom, and you had to share it with everybody. I mean, it was all women, but the people that were living on the streets for years, and you had to share one bathroom, one toilet, one sink with everybody. And I was like, oh my God, like, how did I get here? But, so I could be here. So I can help somebody else. Because I know it can happen. But I also know the humility in it. So you have to be humble, you have to be willing to accept the help, because there's so much help out there, there's so many opportunities out there. It's just the connection I have to make. Yeah.
Yeah, so the expression that you're giving to us that's what helps you.
But seriously, we do want to say, and that, without a shadow of a doubt, we are a part, and not just a part of the community, we are the community, and so whatever we can do, seriously, you know, that we not to help, because we're in this together, so whatever we can do together,
Right.
Please let us know. We'll do the best we know how, because at the end of the day, it's us. We are, as you say, You know, some of us live here, some maybe not, but we are all still in this together. So
Right.
whatever we can do along the way, please let us know.
Appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for your time and just for coming out tonight. All right, this is great.